All right, what's up, guys? Hey, today we're talking about the 3 beliefs that your customer needs to have in order to close deals. It's required. If you fail to check off one of these, they will not close. You will not make the sale, and that's just facts. I'm mic'd up. Okay. So the 3 of them are: well, number 1, my roof needs to be replaced, and now is the right time to do it. So a lot of people go out and door knock. This is the first hurdle that you have to overcome. If you're self-gen, making appointments for yourself. Now, if you get company-fed leads, it's different. A lot of people already come in knowing they need their roof replaced. So this part's a lot easier, right? Because they already know. But my roof needs to be replaced, and now is the right time to do it, right? There needs to be urgency built into that, because if not, they'll push it off till next year. And so it's your job during your process as a salesperson to exceed that urgency or push that up so that they realize how important it is to do it now, right? Because, hey, I mean, costs go up the longer you wait. And the primary factors of this and how you increase urgency to make sure that you're knocking down that domino is in your presentation, you show them their roof and the problems with it. And then you also explain to them the cost of waiting. So if they keep waiting, what's going to end up happening? Well, they're going to be paying more for materials, they're going to be paying more for labor, and on top of that, they pay more for the water intrusion in the home. So the longer they wait, the more risky it gets. So you want to make sure that you're pressing that matter. Now, a lot of people just already know, like, I'll show up and they're like, oh dude, my roof's completely toast. I know I need to get it replaced. I don't really have to hammer this down too much. Some people I do though, because the roofs that are 19 years old, hey, listen, you can wait, but what ends up happening when you wait is you just end up paying thousands of dollars more because everything goes up, right? Number 2, the second belief that they have to have is SRS and this rep here are the best people to handle this, not just for today, but also down the road. So this company and this person, I trust them to handle my project. You have to make sure you do this in order too, by the way. Like, if you don't have this one and you try to do this one, it's not going to work. These are dominoes you got to knock down. The second domino is going to be impossible to knock down without the first one. So the first one, I have to know that I need my roof replaced. And so this is why in our presentation, which we might, I don't know, I might roll through it today, but you have to knock down that first domino. And this is how we like structure our presentation so that you can knock down these dominoes in order. Because if you go out of order, it's going to feel weird. If you try to say like, if you're like talking about how amazing the company is before they even know they need the roof replaced, it's just going to fall on deaf ears, because in their mind they're going to be thinking, well, I don't even need my roof replaced. Why are you telling me all this? So knock down this domino first, then this one, then this one.
I feel like it might come across pushy and salesy.
Yeah.
If you don't do the first one before the second one, because it's
like,
oh, I'm the best at selling roofs.
It's going to feel like you're not listening to them.
Yeah. And it's easy to tell, it's easy to gauge the first one off just your initial contact with them.
Yeah.
Icebreaker always, make them feel good about themselves. Like I know we discussed this before, but like, man, that's a super cool truck in the car.
Yeah.
Super cool truck in the driveway.
Yeah.
I'd love to have one of those. Make them feel good about themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Lift them up, and then but then you bust ass on the presentation of their roof.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll be able to judge that by, well, we know we need a roof, or we're just getting it looked at, we're just getting numbers. You can,
Yeah.
sell them so bad. Maybe I do need to sell them on the fact that roof is not as good as they think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and you're the expert, right? So they're going to listen to you when you show them the photos and you say, hey, I can literally lift this shingle up. There's wind damage here. There's exposed nails. The flashing is installed incorrectly, and your water's likely getting in here. You show them their attic space, and hey, a lot of the time we win jobs literally just from going in the attic because other companies don't.
Can we use drones at all?
You can do drones, yeah. You can do drones as long as you can see well enough. So you have to emphasize the second point, which is they trust you and they trust the company. And this takes a little legwork in the middle of the presentation. After you talk about the problems, go through problem awareness, then you go into the company's story, the products, and the packages. And during that phase, they're going to trust the company. They're going to trust the rep. You're going to talk about our process. and why we're different and why we care, the reasons why we care, and how we actually care, like what's baked into our process that makes us different from other companies. And by the way, it might not be different from other companies, but because you explained it, it's different to them, right? Like the other company didn't say like, hey, at the end of the day, the crews go through with a big ass magnet. They pick up every single nail in the property, or at least they try to. Sometimes, we find some here and there, but they do their damn best to make sure that your kids and your dogs don't step on any nails at the end of the day, right?
I like to let the people see me do that too, though.
Yeah.
At the end of the job, because it just
You show up.
5-star review no matter what.
Yep.
See you do that kind of stuff.
And then you say, hey, at the end, I like on top of all that, I come back and do my quality check and make sure that everything's super clean and just make sure, like double check the crew's work, right?
Don't go home until you say you're happy with your roof.
Yeah, yeah.
It might not always be that case.
Right.
They're going to go home at night, right? But
Mhm.
the homeowner hears that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And then you say, hey, look, too, on top of that, like what we do is our crews are required to take photos of every stage of the job for warranty purposes. And at the end, they got to send a video to us showing that your property's been cleaned. So like there are checks and balances to everything to make sure that cause hey, when we're talking about the story, the whole reason why we started this is because we are so committed to customer experience because we know on the other side of that what that looks like. It looks like stepping on nails. It looks like poor workmanship. It looks like you call the company and they don't come back out to fix it. All that stuff we don't do. We are the opposite of that. Like we go to the extreme to make sure that you're taken care of, right? So that's going to make sure that they, not just for today, but down the road, if anything happens, they are protected. This is like where the warranties come in. This is like, hey, this is my personal number. You literally call me at any time of day. You are my client. You are my customer for life. Not just for today, but forever. As long as I'm working here, we're friends. Yeah, literally, like you're taking care of this person. I have like Jerry call me today. Jerry Hansen. He's like, hey, you told me I was going to get roof cleaning. We got to get scheduled. He's my guy. He's calling me, and so I have to do right by him. And I sold him last year. I'm not even in the sales role anymore, but I'm still going to make sure that he gets taken care of because those are my people. You know what I mean? Which I might like kind of move those onto somebody else because I can't take care of all of them. But there's a lot of them I sold last year that I still need to take care of, right? Which I'm going to. But I just wanted to say that because the more you visualize this the right way, as in you, like when you get a customer, you build that relationship and that's your relationship. That's yours. Like we don't take it and give it to somebody else and pawn it off to somebody else. Like that's yours.
You're the fixer,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. If they call, you answer and you make sure you get back to them and they say, hey, I'm having an issue. Hey, we'll have somebody out there in 48 hours. You talk to the crew, say like emergency, we need somebody out to take care of one of my customers.
Yourself, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Show up.
Yeah. You show up.
I got a guy coming. It's gonna be a minute. Just make sure you guys are
Mhm.
alright. You know.
Yeah.
Just step above whatever. No.
Absolutely. It's different level of customer service. And then the final one at the end of everything, at the end of your presentation, when you show the price and after you walk through everything and build up all the value and then you show the price, they have to be able to afford it. So I can afford this right now is the third and final belief that they have to have. Now, I call this a belief because this is a belief. And also I can't afford this right now as a belief. We talked about beliefs yesterday about how beliefs don't always equal truths. Well, can't afford this means a bunch of different things. It can mean I don't have the money in my bank account. It can mean I don't have the money I don't want to spend the money right now on this, which is different, right? Like I have the money, but I don't want to spend it right now on this. I got an HVAC project that I'm going to be doing, right? And so understanding that and understanding, asking the question before you get there about finance, which the finance question is really important. This one. This will bring up objections if they say like, oh, hey, we're not really ready to get the roof done this year. It's going to be next year. What domino do we need to knock over? The first one, right?
You need your roof.
Yes, today. And now is the right time to do it. So,
And let me show you
Yeah.
why by showing them the pictures. You know what I mean?
exactly, yeah. And so the finance question, have you and your wife already discussed how you'll be funding the project? if they say, oh yeah, we're going to be paying cash or we're just going to be paying out of pocket, it's totally cool. A lot of people just say that. But if they say like, oh, we're not really sure, they're kind of wishy-washy, you might end up going through finance options with them, or you might help them understand how they can pay for it, right? And so a lot of this too is being strategic. Let me scroll back up. I can't afford this right now can mean I don't have the money in my bank account to cover all this. They don't have to. They can go through financing if they have decent enough credit. They can put $5,000 down on a $30,000 roof, and they can break that up into payments. And then you can say, hey, look, are you planning on selling the home in the future? Yeah, how soon? 4 years? Cool. Well, hey, what I would recommend and what you can do so this doesn't feel like it's a huge hit to you, we could break it up into monthly payments. You can use the sale of the home to cover the cost of your loan once it's sold, right? So right now you're gonna have monthly payments, yes, but guess what? You won't when the house sells because you'll completely cover the cost of the roof. In addition, that warranty that you get is gonna be transferable to the next homeowner. So the value gets retained with the roof, and also the value of your home stays retained, okay? So there's all kinds of ways to swing this if they have price objections, but like I can afford this right now, the more that you emphasize these 2 points, the more affordable it's gonna feel for them, especially if you hammer this one down. If you hammer the first one, my roof needs to be replaced right now.
So this is sort of like what we talked about yesterday, where you present value,
Mm-hmm.
then price. It's sort of similar. It's urgency, and then you tackle, I can afford this.
Yeah.
Because now they understand how important it is to get it done right now, and that you can do it right now and you're the best one.
Mm-hmm.
It makes price feel smaller.
Yeah.
It makes, I can't afford this right now feel less important than
Right.
if you were to try to tackle it outright.
Yeah, exactly. And the reality is they can't afford not to do it right now.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you know, you can't afford not to do this because if you don't do it, what ends up happening?
It's worse.
Right. The cost of, that's what we always tell people, like, you think it's going to be expensive to fix your roof, we have to fix the entire inside of your house, or any part of the inside of your house too, as a result, because insurance, make sure that they know that insurance does not mitigate, you have to mitigate
Yeah.
homeowner your own damage to your house.
Yeah.
And I know that's not much at play here, but if you don't fix your roof,
Mhm.
you're responsible for the whole entire inside of yourself. Your insurance company will not take care of that on
No.
your policy. So
Yeah, it's in their best interest to get it done now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, but think about it like this: most people don't spend even $5,000 buying a new car.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So they need to trust you more than any other sales guy that's going to be out there. Would
Yeah.
you give yourself $5,000 on your based on your
Mhm.
performance with them? 10 grand, 15,
Yeah.
20, whatever the roof's going to cost, you know. So
Yeah, absolutely.
friends with people too, man. That's key.
Absolutely. And hey, like you can put it to them like this too. Like you can get down deep into the numbers of this. Like you could say like, hey, if it's going to cost you an extra, let's say all the internal damage that you might incur here, say it's going to cost you an extra $4,000. You could break it up into like 36 months. It's like $100 a month that you would pay in addition if we had to.
Every month you wait, you're spending an extra $100.
Yeah, you'd be spending an extra $100. But guess what? What we can do is you can actually just get it done today. And I might, based off the level of damage, you can have these numbers like loaded up. Be like, hey, on average, like if you were to wait 4 more years, cost of materials going up. You can literally break this down into numbers that they can understand monthly versus what they would pay, what they would be in financing it. So if you literally break this down into numbers and you say like, hey, look, and this is like some next level stuff, right? If you can do this in front of them confidently, like there's no way they won't buy.
So like the damage you could incur by waiting could be $110 a month, but your monthly payment for getting your roof replaced could be $70. Mathematically, it just makes sense to go now.
Yeah, which is probably gonna be more than 70. So I would do like, hey, like yes. So if you say like, let's say your roof would cost another like $7,000 in 4 years, not only because of the internal damages, but because labor goes up, because prices are going up, gas goes up, the whole supply chain is going to get more expensive, right? If you broke that into like three years, 36 months, you're paying like $200 a month. Well, guess what? If you get it done today, we can likely get you that monthly rate with financing, and when you sell the home, you could cover the cost. So like the more strategic you can be with this scenario and the more you can like break it down for them in the way they can understand, the more likely they are to buy. If you can literally give them irrefutable proof that it is cheaper for them to do it today, they cannot logically say no. Like they can't say no. You have to structure it to the point where like you make it so hard for them to say no that they're like, I can't not buy. Like this just makes too much sense not to buy it. So
Intelligent, it's smart.
yeah.
Use the name of their company, man.
Yeah, and this stuff, like I'm just kind of giving you guys stuff, but like it's hard for me to do this on the spot. Like this takes practice. And so if you can do it though, and I'm not saying I do this all the time, like me giving them numbers like that, I'm just kind of shooting that out there as an idea for you to do. This is something that takes practice, and like if you can do it, you're not
giving up on the deal though.
Yeah, you don't give up.
Don't take no for an answer.
You don't take no for an answer, and like, but you trudge through it, and like, literally, you could close 85% of your deals if you literally just sat there with them and figured it out. But the problem is that we get kind of clammed and closed up, and we like don't know which direction to take. But the more you practice this shit, like, you could be so lethal. You could be so lethal with sales. And this is the stuff that I need to do too. So we all got to practice it. And
take a step back from them and say, okay,
yeah.
Can I come back with you guys with some numbers, some legitimate numbers? If you can't do it right there on the spot, just set that up for like another visit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have more, because you're throwing info in that they're gonna have to think about. No one else is gonna do for them either.
Yeah.
So it's going the extra step.
Back to the office, crunch some numbers.
Crunch some numbers.
Yes.
Absolutely. Call them back and be like, hey, look, I just had a freaking brain blast. Like I have to run this past you.
Yeah.
Check this out. This is how we can make this work. And before you do that, you have to make sure that the other two that you've confirmed these two, right? Because if you're like, hey, we're talking about pricing, maybe you fuck this up or this.
Ask them questions, man. You guys realize the roof's bad, right?
Yeah, you confirm with them, and this like checkpoints. So you need to, what's the term I used for it? It's not trial close, but temp check.
Yeah,
Hey, temperature check. Okay, after what we went through here, let's go like this. I'll show you. After each of these stages, problem awareness, get commitment on getting it done now, right? So we're sitting down at the table. You walk them through your findings, explain to them the cost of waiting to get it done, temp check. Hey, like, I know before you said you wanted to get it done, and does it make sense for us to just get this done as soon as possible from everything we've gone over, right? Is that pretty obvious? Yeah, okay, right? So it's like, but if they're kind of on the fence, you say, hey, look, I know before you guys really wanted to wait. What I would really recommend though is this is a priority, right? So what kind of project do you have going on in the house right now? Okay, this. Okay, well, listen, what I found is this can get really expensive if you don't take care of it sooner rather than later. And materials costs only go one way, labor goes one way, it goes up. And the longer you wait, the more you put yourself at risk of damage happening within the home that can end up in thousands of dollars worth of damage. Would it make sense for us to get this rolling now sooner rather than later? You're not getting them to commit to buying from you. You're getting them to commit to getting it done now, right? So you're not asking for the sale.
From their point of view, it's like whether it's you or someone else.
Yeah.
It is
Exactly. And that even might be the way that you phrase it. And that's really good. Like, hey, whether it be with me or somebody else, would it make sense for you to get this done? And then they're not committing to anybody, right? So now you're using your wordplay.
one step forward.
Yeah. So hey, whether you get it done with me or somebody else, I just want to make sure that you guys are committed to getting this taken care of. Okay?
Can we get pictures of somebody else? Like, I don't know if Rob's got some or you got some.
Yeah.
Some interior damage. Say, hey, this is what, we can share with everybody. This is what one of my clients or another guy.
That's amazing. Yeah.
This is what can happen if you don't get this done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you wouldn't believe the cost to get this fixed alone. That way people can see that. You're putting the fear in them right then and there, like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I guess, we got to do this. So.
100%. Dude, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if anybody's watching right now, but if you show up to these things where I'm talking about this stuff, like everybody who's not here and who's not watching this, you're gonna surpass them, for real. And I'm not joking. Like if you study this stuff and we train together, you will fucking surpass everybody who's not here right now. And that's why these are so important, because this stuff, like if you like memorize this stuff and you're able to put it into play, your close rate will skyrocket. And everybody's gonna be like, how did he get there? And you're gonna be like, I just went to the freaking trainings and learned this stuff. Because they don't, like, people don't show up because they think like, oh, I'm too busy for this, or they just don't make time for it. They don't make time to train, and it's like being an athlete. If you don't train, you don't get better. And
as far as I'm concerned, this is the most important part.
It is.
I don't know anything.
It is. So I really I'm going to steal that from you. And also I stole one from you, which was, it's the most important, or it's the most expensive part of your most important investment, right? Or it's the most important piece of your most important investment.
Largest asset of your largest asset.
Largest asset of your largest asset. If you don't have a roof, you don't have anything, right? And so whether you get it done with somebody else or with me, I just want to make sure you guys are committed to getting this done sooner and putting this as a priority. Are you committed to doing that? Yes. Now you've knocked down number one, right?
And I'd love to be the guy that start from start to finish to help you get this project done.
Yeah.
And earn your business and all that. Because I work for your reviews. I need your Google reviews.
Yeah.
At the end of this, for the off season, is what it's all about for me. Let me please be the guy to show you how we can do this.
100%. And then you get into this, and that's a perfect segue to what you're saying, right? So like after you show them, you get them to commit to change, problem awareness. Then you start telling this. You could tell the story. You could be like, hey, look, well, that's amazing, because what I want to walk you through, and I would transition into like, hey, by the way, have you done any research on our company yet, or did you just kind of look at the reviews? They say, oh, I looked at the reviews. Okay, well, hey, by the way, the reason this company started, and I want to tell you a little bit about it because a lot of people don't know what we're all about. You tell them the story. You tell them the story about how we wanted to get 3 quotes, and it was just like a terrible experience, and the customer service was really, really bad, right? And so because of that, we wanted to flip that whole thing upside down and make sure that every job we did, the customers had a 5-star experience. And it's my job to make sure that and for me personally, like it's my reputation too, to make sure that you guys have an amazing experience. And at the end of the job, selfishly, I want your 5-star review. And I can only do that if I literally deliver that to you. And so that's why we have all these 5-star reviews. Pull it up on your iPad to back it up, because like this is the reflection of our work to make sure that you guys have an amazing experience. So a lot of my name's in a lot of these, and I can show you. It's because honestly, this is the most important thing to me. Like if anything happens, we're there to take care of it, and we give you the best products and the best service, right? So you use the reviews to back up the story, but you use the story to explain why it's so important and like how we're different. And so like this is when you explain how we're different. Like you say like, hey, like our crews have to take photos of everything, and we clean up and blah, 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 right? And you can also talk about that in the process, which segues into the process part, right? So number 1, you knock down that first barrier, which was I need to get the roof done. Number 2, you're talking about the company, SRS, and the products because they have to buy into that. And at the end of this stage, you ask them, you do a temp check. You say like, hey, by the way, do you feel confident that we can help you out, or do you feel confident that we would be the right choice for you to get your roof replaced? Do you feel like these products can protect your family? All right? So I'll probably add a temp check here. Well,
I like that temp check. That's pretty cool.
Temp check.
You're kind of seeing how without saying it, you're seeing how close you are to a close.
We're just filling them out for where they're at too, about them realizing, the urgency of the roof.
Yeah.
Their financial situation, how much they like you, how bad they think all of it. You're measuring everything,
Mm-hmm.
Naturally too, if you need to solve each belief in order, and you think you've solved one, but you don't temp check, you
Mm-hmm.
haven't solved
No,
one,
you haven't got them to verbally commit.
then
Yeah.
you move on to
you make a mistake.
Temp check to ensure, okay, belief number one
Yeah.
out of the way.
Mhm.
Now I can move on to belief number two.
Yeah.
It's good to be able to ask questions with questions too. You know, if they ask you a question, I can't think of anything right offhand, but you know, well, if I can get this done at this, if I can
Yeah.
get this done in the next week, you know, ask them a question. How bad do you guys realize, you know, you need your roof done?
Yeah.
You know? You always try to come back with a question that makes them think.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be able to read your customer. I don't know how to say this the right way. You want to be able to feel them out, do the temp check, and just to see where their mind's at. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because if you've like stumbled or made a mistake through that process, you're almost asking for, you want to knock down that domino, but you're asking them to knock it down essentially. And if for some reason they don't, then you can investigate that part before you get to the end. Because if you don't investigate that part, it's going to blow up on you at the end of the sale. There's going to be something. There's going to be some issue. They're going to say I have to think about it, and then you're like, what the fuck? Like, where did I go wrong? I thought I did everything right, but really you stumbled through that. You didn't knock down that one belief, and so then it's going to blow up on you.
And Zach, just, you know, don't ever be afraid to say you're new at this too, right? At least in the beginning.
Yeah.
I might not have the answer, but I would get the answer for you.
Yeah.
That's key, man.
For sure.
I might not know because I'm somewhat new at this.
Yeah.
I firmly believe in the company, and I know I can get the right answer for you. So please give me either another day or let me make a phone call. Real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Don't ever be afraid to say you're new at something, though.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually something that I've been worried about. I feel like I need to not let them know that.
No, because it just goes to show your zest for trying to do them right.
Yeah.
And be the right guy for them, and your belief in the company and what you're doing and who you're with.
Mhm.
Right? So,
Yeah. Yeah, just be confident in your price. Like, you show them this, be like, hey, this is how much it's going to be. But you say, like, look, I'm still a little bit new at this, but what I could tell you, if you have any questions, I could get it answered for you. Like, I have great support, just like he said. Like, that's really good. I really like that. Just have confidence, and that'll give you confidence too by saying that. If you do say that.
Because, you know, we talked about, like, I thoroughly dislike dishonesty.
Yeah.
right.
And so
They can tell us
in some moments where I feel like, oh, I can't let them know that I'm still new at this,
Right.
then it feels like I'm being dishonest, and it does shake my confidence.
It's understandable.
So then, okay, we'll get through the products and the process here. Temp check. Hey, do you feel like these products are good enough to protect your home? And these warranties, I think we're actually going to go into warranties here. I might actually put the temp check after probably like right here. I'm going to put the temp check here.
I don't think you can do a temp check all throughout the whole process.
Well, I think like 3 is reasonable.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't want to like
Overdo it.
freaking temp check the shit out of them or anything. Let's see. Okay.
Sick of this thermometer here, Jacob.
I know. I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell. Okay, so story, process and products, packages. Okay, so you right here, you're telling the story. You got your iPad. Process and products. You break out your little visuals. You can walk them through, like, at this stage, this is what happens. At this stage, this is what happens. Help them visualize the project.
What you can expect.
What you're going to expect. Yep, exactly. Walk them through the process, what it looks like when they get their roof replaced. And you do a show and tell. At this stage, you can have your products out. Hey, this is the underlayment that we use. This is what it's for. Explain to them the products and why they're important to the whole roof together. Right? So then you're explaining the products. Have them touch and feel and understand how the system works together. Okay? And then you can go into, when you flip to the shingle part, you can say, hey, this is the fun part, the shingles. Right? So I want to walk you through the different levels of shingles and the packages that we provide. Good, better, best. This is where you talk about the warranties and you really hammer that down and how those warranties protect them long term. You could say GAF trusts us so much because we've done so many roofs with them that they're willing to put a 25-year workmanship warranty, which is a little bit less than the total life of the roof. And on top of that, we have our own workmanship warranty, which you can watch that video that we made, that me and Colby made on that. It goes more into depth about that.
Yep.
And then you temp check. And then you could say, hey, look, I know that was a lot, but do you feel confident that these products can protect your home? Perfect. And then do you feel confident in us being able to help you out with this? Do you feel like we'd be the best option for you?
So would you say that, like, for example, the third temp, because each temp check you're basically asking, in different words,
Yeah.
you're basically asking, have I knocked down the domino of the first belief?
Yeah.
Have I knocked down the domino of the second?
Exactly.
So the third temp check, do you kind of summarize? Do you feel
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you need a home or you need a roof today? Do you feel that we're the right ones to do it? And do you feel like these are the products for your roof?
I would maybe bring that up in, like, if they have an objection, if they feel like, because once you knock those down and they say like, hey, I am looking to get a few more quotes, you can just reiterate like, hey, look, got the right products, right? Got the right company to do it. And then the budget, it's within your budget range. I don't know. I might put that temp check down lower now that I say that.
So, and on that note,
Products, price, company.
with the
That's what I'm gonna
example
do.
you're just giving, they come back with the objection that they want more quotes. Then would you launch into this temp check? You say, hey, you need a roof.
Mm-hmm.
You believe in us,
You believe in us,
and you can afford it.
and you can afford it.
And then you basically try to navigate around that objection. And then if they're like, no, I'm gonna get it through, that's when you come back with, okay, well, how about this? I'll follow up with you after you get your last quote.
Yeah. And
Is that sort of how you work that?
And so if you've temp checked them and they're hitting all three and they're still like, hey, I want to look at other quotes, that's when you ask them like, hey, look, you say totally get it, but just before we proceed, like, totally get it. You want to make sure you're making the best decision. Want to get 3 more quotes or 2 more quotes. Totally smart. But here's the thing: you like the products, right?
Yes.
Okay. Company's good. You trust us. We did it. We did a good job here. Pretty thorough.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
the
And then the package you picked fits within the budget range.
Yes.
Okay. So just curiosity, what would have to be different about one of these other quotes from what you've seen today for you to go with them over us?
Okay.
Yeah, because if they say price, you're gonna say, do you realize what you're getting yourself into, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and so really the only thing they can say is looking for a better price or a better deal for the same level of value. And if they say, I'm not sure, you can inject that in there because that's really what it is. Say, hey, look, a lot of the time what homeowners are really looking for, they're looking to make sure they make the best decision, which usually means that they're looking for an equal value for a lesser price. And what I can do is, if you find one, which it's gonna be hard to find, but if you're able to find one that can match our same level or exceed that level of value for a lesser price, you call me and we can chat about it, right? But what I can almost guarantee you is you're not. And I know that we're the right people for you. And what I can do is just save you a bunch of time and effort. We can get it locked in today, and I'll save this price for you, and we can figure out the rest of it later. What do you say?
Okay. Because I think that's basically where I ended up with
Mm-hmm.
the Americans.
Yeah.
Was, I felt like I was right there.
Yeah.
And then they hit me with, I want more quotes. And I recall back to, what we had talked about.
Yeah.
If they say they want more quotes, then you have to follow up with them after they've gotten their quotes.
Yeah, and if you really can't get through all of it, then schedule that next follow-up.
Okay.
But this flow, if you hit those things, you can get them. They've agreed now at this point that the products are good. Like, what else can it be? The only thing it can be is they
Hoping to find the same thing for cheaper.
same thing, yeah, same level of value for equal or lesser price or lesser price. They're looking for something else, and really they're just looking for confidence that they're making the right decision. Is at the end of the day, that's what it is. They want to make sure they're not overpaying. Want to make sure they're not overpaying, and they want to make sure that they're confident in their decision. So they think that by getting more quotes, they're going to be more confident in their decision. But really, like, if they're right there, if you push a little bit at that point, if you knock down all those dominoes and then you push a little bit more, you will make more sales.
Okay.
If you keep asking, if you're like, hey, look, I know we're right there, we're almost there, and what I can do, we can lock it in today. Like if you sign this, I will lock in the price for you, okay? And we don't have to get started today. You don't have to pay anything today. And hey, if you do go get another quote, let's talk about it. If you can find something to equal value, lesser price, which I can almost guarantee you it's not going to happen, then we could talk about it after. But let's just get it locked in.
There's no almost in that one. I guarantee you, period.
I guarantee, yeah. Conviction. Yeah.
Okay.
But the whole presentation, which started writing all this out, like when I do this, and this is why I love writing things out and putting it in maps, because it all exists in your head, if not. Yeah. And when you do it, you're doing like, it's not super structured. And when you do it and it's super structured and you have this image in your head of, because we think in pictures. Like when you think, your thoughts are pictures and photos, like you dream. Like when you dream, it's all, when I think of something like a concept, it looks like this in my head. So like, it's the same for everybody, but we use language to like speak this out, but really you have to know this whole thing in your head. Like,
that's why a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah, you got to know this in your head, because once you do and you have this locked in and it's like burned into your brain, then you can just operate like you can just knock it out, and your appointments will be the exact same every time. And I wish I would have done this a long time ago, because this is like helping me right now. Like I wish I had made this a while ago. But temp check, go through those 3 beliefs, because that's really like what this is all about. Those 3 beliefs. They have to believe that they need their roof replaced and that now is the best time to do it, right now. Number 2, they have to believe in you and the company. And then number 3, they got to believe that they can afford it today. But that's all I got. How long was that?
45 minutes.
45?